Look, the Pittsburgh Steelers just got an undrafted steal. Now we're talking about this Minkah Fitzpatrick trade a ton. So much talk is about the safety position, and rightfully so for this upcoming season. Yesterday I talked about Juan Thornhill just being a key piece for the secondary. Go back and check that out. But behind him and Elliott, the depth is really starting to take shape. And the player I want to talk about today is undrafted free agent Sebastian Castro. He's already made a ton of noise in minicamp, and he's poised to steal a spot on this roster and actually play meaningful snaps. And there's some precedence with this. There's some familiarity with this already. He's got a couple teammates already on the team. But there's also something you take into account as well, and this is just kind of fun. We're talking about our third-round draft pick last year. You guys drafted Roman Wilson out of U of M, and Iowa defensive back Sebastian Castro. He really had his best game against Michigan during their national championship season, and he held Roman Wilson in that game to only one catch on the day. Just a really interesting stat there, and just to show that there's some familiarity here. Now, as far as precedent, we're looking at Beanie Bishop last year. He followed a similar course, and he's going to be a solid contributor in the revamp secondary. It's just a really good thing when you get a nice player like him for essentially free as far as draft capital and, frankly, salary. And Castro, he's looking to fit this exact same mold. And I think, for one, I think Castro might end up being the big winner of this upcoming training camp. And if that happens, so will your Pittsburgh Steelers. They'll be big winners as well. So a little background here on Castro. Then we're going to kind of break down the player a little more specifically. So we're looking at the secondary here. It's one of the hottest topics as a team approaches training camp. And the organization, you guys know, let's kind of set the stage here a little bit. You've shuffled the deck a little bit. You've got all-pro safety Minkah Fitzpatrick to the Miami Dolphins. And in exchange, you got two Pro Bowlers in Jonnu Smith and Jalen Ramsey. And the move, it likely cements the slot cornerback position. I mean, many believe that Ramsey is going to see time at safety, but in his first season with the team. But I think he's going to rotate in on the front end of the secondary. And wherever Ramsey plays, the Steelers definitely need another defensive back to step up and earn snaps, and possibly even another safety. And that puts undrafted rookie Sebastian Castro in a position to steal a spot in the secondary, and I think he's gonna. Let's go back to the fact that this is a repeat of recent history as well. Kind of looking back on Beanie Bishop, he absolutely won the starting slot job back in 2024 last year. And I think it kind of did something, because we're looking at your head coach and Mike Tomlin. He's kind of a guy that doesn't like to play rookies a lot, unless they're a first-round pick. I mean, he was kind of hesitant to insert Joey Porter Jr. in at first when he joined the team. But now, after being hesitant to play guys short on experience, I think Beanie Bishop emerging last year kind of really opened the door for first-year players to gain Mike Tomlin's trust a little more easily. And Castro, he fits the bill, right? Another player who will surprise many at training camp. He's going to force Tomlin's hand, excuse me. So let's kind of get straight to the profile. Let's profile him a bit for his college years, his output there. And in this situation, what the Steelers need is versatility. That's absolutely huge. That's the ask. And really, Castro, he delivers on it huge. With the University of Iowa, his versatility was on full display his whole career there. He played a bit of safety, a bit of slot, a bit of outside, and he really had a knack for timing up his blitzes. And that versatility is, I think, what's most attractive to the Steelers. In need of a serviceable player, a guy that can fill multiple roles. Why not Castro? So let's kind of look at this a little more. He's a first-year player, but he appeared in 53 games with the Hawkeyes, including 32 starts. 24 years old. He's going to be 25 years old during the season. That can be a positive and a negative. I think his age might have hurt his draft stock a little bit, although he didn't really profile as a top athlete as far as his 40 time and other things that they measure in the combine. That kind of hurt him, but also I think his age being a little longer in the tooth kind of might have hurt his chances getting drafted. But now that he's an undrafted free agent, the investment is low, and actually being a little older, having a little more collegiate experience, that maturity that he might lend joining the secondary, it actually might be a positive here. You're looking at a guy who, when he moves downfield toward a ball carrier, he wins the battle frequently. He has a really strong lower base. He effectively wraps up the opponent. He is a very good tackler. He recorded 113 of his 163 total tackles individually. So that's a really good sign. Most of his tackles are individual tackles. The guy wraps people up. And his play contains like shades of fellow safety Deshaun Elliott, his teammate. Just a dependable tackler. Training camp's going to open. We will see how it comes out in the wash. But going up against stiffer competition will definitely challenge him. But if he can withstand this test, he could be the big winner of training camp for your Pittsburgh Steelers. And if he wins, they win, you win. Just a really good thing to see. And kind of him combined with Thornhill may have been exactly the presence that the Steelers were seeing to make them more likely to pull the trigger on this Minkah Fitzpatrick trade. I really like this offseason for you guys. Kind of coming from an impartial view, a non-fan view for your Pittsburgh Steelers. From the outside looking in, this is shaping up to be a sneaky good squad. And kind of profiling Castro coming into the combine, most experts projected him to be a late-round pick, a day 3 pick. He got invites to the Senior Bowl. He was at the NFL Combine. And usually that's a pretty sure sign that you're going to get drafted. But he went undrafted, and the Steelers, it might not sound like a lot of money as far as in NFL circles from the outside, but they gave him a $25,000 signing bonus to join the team. That is a significant amount of an investment on an undrafted free agent that you're not sure is going to make the team. Obviously, the Steelers saw something in Castro. The guy fully expected to get drafted too. Now he's coming into training camp with a huge chip on his shoulder. And this was actually before he headed into OTAs. So let's hear directly from him. For someone who thinks they're going to get drafted and then don't end up getting drafted, it's like a shot to the heart. Definitely adds motivation. That's part of the game, though. That's why I love this game. You're never going to win every single day, and you're never going to be perfect. I touched on this in a second ago, but his testing numbers, they weren't great in the pre-draft process. He's 24 years old. He turns 25 during his rookie year and didn't really test like a plus athlete. But if you use the eye test, if you see how he played on the field, it really oversteps his 4.5 40. He's 5'10", 203 pounds, actually pretty good size, a 2-time All-Big Ten selection while at Iowa. We're looking at 14 tackles for a loss, 4 picks, 3 interceptions in 2023 alone, including a pick 6. And over his 3 years as a role player or starter with his college team, he had 14 passes defended and 163 tackles. So a really dependable player in college. And he played in the slot for most of his time at Iowa. The Steelers had him not only in the slot during OTAs and mandatory minicamp, but also at safety. And I think moving forward with this present situation, they're likely going to have him focusing on safety as a depth piece. And possibly Mike Tomlin likes to use 3 safeties. He very well could end up being in the normal rotation of this impressive play, this impressive performance that he's displayed in OTAs and in mandatory minicamp. If this carries over into training camp, I think you guys really have something. So here's a little more from Castro, and I'm going to wrap this up. It's very new to me. Nothing's very determined. Right now I'm playing safety. I'm just playing safety right now. That's what it is for now. I'm comfortable in the slot, but I'm also comfortable playing strong safety, playing deep safety. I have my fair share. I've been in college for 6 years, so I've played a ton of reps, including practice reps at all as well. I play every 3 positions besides outside corner. He's saying he can line up in every single spot on the field, and he's in a new city, and he's going to be reunited with former Iowa teammates Logan Lee. He was brought along with Black and Caleb Johnson. So he's going to have some familiar faces on this team, and that's kind of cool. And Castro has learned a little bit about the Steelers defense already. The most important thing is how aggressive the slot cornerback needs to be. And on tape at Iowa, that's exactly the kind of player he was if he's dropped into the slot. Just his blitzing and tackling, those are really the things that put him on the map, and something the Steelers pointed out to him once he signed. And this is a little more from Castro. If I can attack anywhere, the more aggressive I can play, the better, per se. Every defense is different. A lot of defenses in the NFL, I would like to see they're aggressive. It's just knowing when to be aggressive. That's something I enjoy doing. So Castro, man, he has the versatility to make this roster playing any of these three positions, honestly. There might be an open competition at the slot still, but most definitely, if he's going to make this roster, I think it's going to be at safety. And if he does, he could be into this 3-safety rotation that Mike Tomlin likes to deploy. And it's just nice to have another chess piece there, right? Competition is a very good thing. And as we go into regular training camp, it's just around the corner. Castro is a name to keep in mind as he participates with the rest of the players. Let's see the pads on. And you guys have been awesome growing this channel with me. I'll continue to be here with an outsider's view on the Pittsburgh Steelers on a daily basis, and we'll talk soon. See ya.